If you're watching this, then you've probably seen my latest video. My name is Richard, but you might know me as Mr. 𝗚𝗏𝗧𝗏. Anyways, let's get straight to the point. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Treasure Island on your mobile phone. It's not difficult, all you need is a gamepad, which I've provided in the description of this video down below. Also, this video is divided into 3 topics which I will discuss as it progresses. Feel free to skip ahead if you want. The gamepad you'll be using is called Game Keyboard Plus. It is in the description of this video along with the game. You'll open it, and your first task is simply to complete the 2 mandatory steps. After that, it will already be on the screen, but before proceeding, go to the settings. Scroll down until you find the Use Hotkey option. It's quite necessary. In case you don't know what it's for, I'll give you a brief overview. A hotkey is an external trigger to activate the gamepad, using external keys on your phone such as the volume button for example. This way you won't need to constantly enable or disable it via the notification bar, which will be more efficient and fast. And right below you can customize which button on your phone can activate the hotkey trigger. If your phone has more than volume buttons, for example, which isn't my case but might be yours. Now, returning to the main menu, you will enter Custom and Test. Here you can customize and modify your gamepad. You can move, add, or remove buttons. Everything is at your disposal. You can change their size as well, but first I'd like to give you a warning. The gamepad creates an outer layer that sits above the game, meaning the position of the largest button will determine the size of this layer. For this reason, I would recommend that you use the buttons always at the bottom of the screen. If you place them on top, it will compromise your gameplay since you won't be able to interact with the game while the gamepad is active, because the layer will be above it. But if you use the buttons at the bottom instead, it makes the layer thinner, which will not cause interference and will obviously keep your gameplay running smoothly. Now that you're aware of this, we can proceed with the customization. First, let's remove all these controls. Once they're gone, click on the screen and go to Add Buttons. Here on this screen are all the buttons you just removed. You can place separate buttons like I did, or you can select a D-pad, which will give you 4 buttons in one. The choice of buttons is entirely yours. Just remember what I said, they must be at the bottom of the screen, and also, the size of the buttons determines the size of the layer, so I don't recommend them too big. Now, click on Output. We're going to modify them. You'll need 3 buttons since the game has 3 important keys. The first one is Space. You'll use it to shut off a camera. The second one is Left Shift. You'll use it to turn off the lights. The third one is Left Control. You'll use it to stand still. You can assign it to 3 different buttons like I did, or you can select it on the D-pad. Clicking on the edges of the controller changes the output, and there's still 1 space left. You can fill in by repeating one of the keys already used if you want to. Once you've configured all the gamepad settings, you'll be ready to use it in the game, so let's open it up. The first thing to do is go straight to the settings and activate optimization mode. This will reduce lag and make the gameplay performance better. You can also activate Facecam mode. This will make the camera layout appear at the top without interacting with the gamepad's layer at bottom, but it's quite optional. Anyways, that concludes the first topic of the tutorial. You can now play the first 3 nights. If something is going wrong, leave a comment and I'll be here to read it and help you out. Congratulations, you just beat Night 3, and now you are in the Pirate Caverns, but then you see this. Okay. Trust me, I've suffered a lot here, but if this video exists today, it's because back then I believed it wouldn't be possible. So, to give a brief context of what's happening here, this port was made in 1 hour, and one of Click Team's biggest flaws on mobile is capturing layers of interaction, something that the original PC version has. The idea of a black screen where you need to create a point of light ends up having many errors when ported to Android, resulting in the screen looking like this, but aside from that, all the gameplay works. I mean, kinda. You're just blind, so I decided to call them blind caverns. Anyway, if you've played the PC version you already know how this part works. You need to walk to an office and get a key. Go up on the elevator to the 2nd floor, and proceed until you open a door, all of this while avoiding 2 enemies. The first one is the face. If he appears, shine the light on him using left shift. He is on the 1st floor. The second enemy is Undying. If you see him, you need to stand still using left control. Well, the problem starts here. You can't see because you're blind, and the worst part? Flashing the face won't make any difference, he will kill you anyway. Now you must be wondering, how is that possible then? Well, I spent almost 3 months on this, and I can give you not 1 but 2 strategies. The whole situation is basically just you versus the face. On the 1st floor, he's your only concern, but trust the process. I'll do my best to explain it as clearly as possible. I just want you to know that it's not a perfect strategy, and it may depend a bit on luck, but if I did it, you can do it either. I decided to make these illustrations. Here I made a map, and here I put numbers to differentiate each room. You are exactly here, room number 0, and your task is to go through all these rooms to get here to room number 6, take the key from the drawer and return to room number 3, to take the elevator with is right in front of you, and just to make it clear, that the drawer and the elevator are safe spots, so the face cannot attack you there, and don't use the gamepad here, it's unnecessary on the 1st floor. All of this section is just clicking on the screen. And speaking about the face, I don't know much about it, say I, but from what little I know, he moves more frequently after 12.6 seconds. You start to hear him crawling, so that means you need to reach room number 6 in at least 10 seconds. It seems difficult, but believe me, it's easy when you get used to it. I'm not only going to teach you, I'm also going to replay it myself again to prove my strategy, so you will know where I'm going, as I give you the instructions. Here we go. First, memorize the time before it reaches 10 seconds. You'll click forward 3 times. Now you're facing the elevator. Memorize this room because you'll be returning to it later. Turn your right, then click forward 3 times again. If you heard the sound of the drawer opening, that means you arrived at the office, which also means you're in the drawer right now and the key is right there in front of you. Grab the key and remember to memorize the time like I said, because now is where things are going to get complicated. As you can see, you need to be in the drawer before the 10 seconds are up, because that's enough time before the face spawns in any room. I'm going to teach you 2 strategies, just keep in mind, there's no way to avoid it using the flashlight like in the PC version. It doesn't work here. Strategy number 1. Every 12.6 seconds the face has a chance to move to a room. All you have to do is stay in the room and wait 10 seconds. And just leave this room to another one. This will make the face move to the room you just left, so you can go to the elevator quickly as possible before the next interval. And the reason I say to do this specifically in 10 seconds is because every time you enter or leave a room, the game creates this fading effect, so if the face appears during those moments you know he is there. The only drawback to this strategy is that you need to hear the sound of the face crawling to know if it's near or far. I'll let you listen to it now, so you know what it sounds like. Now that you are aware, strategy number 2, somewhat similar to the first one, but here you spam back and forward until the face gets closer. You see, you have to listen to know if he is near or not, and that's a good sign, because if you do that, he won't attack you while you're moving. The face can only get you if you're in the room and he enters afterward, but if you leave a room the moment he goes in, he will be there alone. Just pay attention to the timer. Now, continuing on, I'm going to use the first strategy in this situation. Now that we're in the elevator, I must say, congrats. The hardest part is over. All you need to do now is go to the second floor. To find the button that coordinates the floors, just run your finger over this area, until the cursor changes to the shape of a hand. You can tell that the first floor is at the top, the second floor in the middle, and the third floor at the bottom. You just need to click in the middle, or you can click randomly and just listen to which floor ambience you ended up in. I'll let you listen to the ambience of each floor. Well, now that you know a little about how each floor sounds, we can move on to the second floor. To be honest, I'm not going to give you a map or complex instructions. Just go where the game tells you to, and use left control on the gamepad to avoid undying. Yes, you need to use gamepad on floor 2, and this time it actually works. Just keep going until you reach the end. Well, that's it. This part was long because I tried to be as specific as possible. If you're having any problems, comment below and I'll help you in that. Now enjoy the next night. See ya. Congratulations, you just beat night 6. Now here we are again in the pirate caverns, but don't worry. This time it will be quick, and there is no one to deal with. I'll give a brief context of how this part works. You spawn once again in room number 0, but now go straight to the elevator, go to floor 3, and when you reach there, you will find a locked door. to unlock it you need to input a code. After this just go forward and that's it. It's simple. However, as you already know, you can't see anything, so that's why I made a tutorial to this part. Also, gamepad it's not necessary here. Click forward 4 times. Now that you're in the elevator, click in that area until the cursor is in the shape of a hand, and remember that we are now going to floor 3. In front of you is a locked door. Click on that area to go to the code screen. Now here comes the trick. You need to input a code, which is this. My suggestion is that you click on the sides. You see that whatever the cursor finds a button, the shape changes to a hand, so click on the edges cause is more easy to find out. I made this as an example, and also, if you put the code wrong, just move back and then forward again to back to this screen. This will reset it, or just click in this button at the bottom. Anyways, put the code. You will know it worked when you hear the door opening. Now move back and then just go forward. Congrats, you just beat the game. I mean, the story mode at least. I know you must be wondering, but the game doesn't end here. Unfortunately, I never managed to get past this screen. I don't know why. I've already tried using other controls or settings to try and get out of this, but nothing has worked so far. Maybe you, the viewer of this video, will figure it out. If you manage to, please let us know in the comments. It would be a pleasure to thank and update this video, but for now, the port ends here. Who knows, maybe it would be better if it were updated, but yeah. I confess that even though it's broken and buggy, it's still the port we have. I mean, I don't care about the errors and bugs, as long as it's playable. The rest is secondary. It might be a useless opinion, I know, but I rather having a choppy bugged port than nothing, so yeah. In the end, I hope I've helped. It may not have been perfect, but I tried to be specific as possible to avoid any doubts. I mean, it's a port from FNATI done in 1 hour, and even being broken I still quite figured out. I hope I can find a way to access the custom night and classic mode, but for now this video ends here. Thanks for watching, and also thanks for the port. It's better than nothing at least. Anyways, see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.